Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have like a fountain pen. It's a little different, but I gotta be more intentional with my writing. I think that's like the key. You know, I gotta fill up the reservoir. I gotta make sure like to fill up, you know, the reservoir, and I gotta keep it clean. You know, like there's like all that stuff. I don't know, it's just kind of nice. It's like a nice thing, you know, I sometimes do for myself to kind of motivate me better. Okay. Oh, I could have zoomed in further. Oh well. I thought that was the max zoom. Okay. Yeah, let's set the board back up. Just like playing with the real board, for example. It kind of makes things more intentional, which kind of helps me. I feel like it when you're learning a game, especially because I'm still learning a lot about this game. I mean, there's still a lot for me to learn in international chess, like but at the same time, I've kind of gotten to a point in the game where I've done a lot of study already, and it's just a matter of like practice. Whereas in this game, I'm still actually like learning a lot of the patterns for the first time, and so it's like, you know, I really have to slow down and like pay attention. Whereas with chess, I do need to also slow down and pay more attention. You're never done learning. I think one of the biggest mistakes is allowing myself to think that because I've done chess study that I've already like learned enough, and that's never going to be the case. I could spend literally the rest of my life and still not even scratch the surface, like at all. Because chess engines have already surpassed us, and the amount of study they've done is like millions of years worth. If you want to compare it, I guess. So I'm nowhere near a state where I would be able to say, hey, I've learned enough. Like, that's not going to happen. It's just not. And I know that. I think people know that, like, intrinsically. But I think there is, like, this general kind of feeling of, like, you kind of get tunnel vision if you've studied a game for long enough, like chess. You kind of get tunnel vision. And you're like, oh, well, I've studied for, like, you know, hundreds or thousands of hours. Yeah, like I've studied for thousands of hours, and that makes me like an expert or whatever. And it might, but being an expert's not the same as being a master. And being a master is not the same as being an international master. And being an international master is not the same as being a grandmaster, which is not the same as being a super grandmaster, which is definitely not the same as being an artificial intelligence. So, you know, you're never going to know enough. You know, so just keep learning. That's like the mindset you got to have. Where did I put it over here? Did I put the elephant here? No, I didn't. Okay. Okay. Okay, all of Black's pawns are on the starting points. It was cold earlier, now it's hot. I need to get the fan. Get some air. Yeah, it's just getting really stuffy in here. It was like freezing earlier. Oh shit, I've been talking for a while and I forgot I was muted. Jesus Christ. Basically, okay, I was talking about how, you know, like calligraphy is basically like a lost art. You know, as much as like computers and digital art can come very close to, can come so close, in fact, that it's almost indistinguishable from handwritten art or writing, or anything like that. Anything created digitally, at least at the moment, it's pretty easy to tell the difference between something done by hand and something done digitally. At some point, it's going to be harder and harder to distinguish, but I still think there's something inside the human spirit that you just can't capture. And maybe, you know, as time goes on, AI will figure out how to mimic that more closer and closer and closer. But it's still mimicry. And I do think there is an important thing that happens inside of us spiritually when we do things by hand, which is kind of why I like using the actual physical board. When you put the pieces in front of you in three-dimensional space, it really just helps like solidify a lot of things, and while you're learning, especially having that tactile feel of like actually interacting with something physically in front of you rather than just a computer screen, you know, because obviously, you know, I do have a you know, I do have like a computer screen in front of me, so it's like, but you know, there's just something that, like, you know, using a mouse, that's a very specific kind of tactile feel, which has its own place. It's really good to have that consistency, because no matter what you do on your computer, you still have the physical tactile feel of using a mouse and keyboard. That is going to be consistent, and I think consistency is also really important. But I think, like, if you're learning a game like chess, you really want to have like the actual physical feeling of moving the pieces. It like connects to your brain in a way that like a computer screen's not going to do. And obviously nothing's gonna, we can never go back, obviously, and we should never go back. Obviously technology is a huge assistance to humanity. I don't like Luddites who are like, not Ludwig fans. Luddites are like people who want to go back and use old technology instead of new technology. That's really stupid. Like, the printing press made it so easier for people to make multiple copies of books. You just spend the time to make one plate per page, and then you can mass produce. And before that, people had to scribe. Like, you know, people lost their job, of course. But they got a new job as working the printing press. And of course, you know, handwritten work was still like, you know, not everybody had a printing press, but also I think it is a lost art, is calligraphy and handwriting. It should remain in some form. I think people should I think people should know how to write by hand and practice it. I think people should do handwriting, you know, especially cursive writing, which is easier on your wrists and such. It's faster. It's faster to handwrite by cursive than it is to print. Obviously, you can make up for that with practice, but what I'm talking about is, like, it's really important to do that. Something about writing by hand, just like playing the chessboard by hand, it does something in your brain. You know, it's like a visceral part of our human nature. And if you know, obviously you don't need to do it, but it's important to do. Hi, XiangQi. I miss you. Welcome back. We're playing some XiangQi. Welcome. But yeah, I do think it's really important to do things by hand. You play Toontown? I'm sorry. And obviously, you know, people are trying to like bridge the gap, which is kind of weird in a way. I mean, obviously it's very useful that we have like VR and stuff. People are trying to bridge the gap between the physical and the digital with stuff like VR. And I do think that that's obviously important work. Because obviously the difference between physical and digital is that digital is infinitely replicated. So you don't have to spend a ton of money on materials, and you can make things from scratch a lot easier. You can make things that you can't exist in the real world as well. Or that are very, like you can do things in the digital world, like in a digital space. You can create things that are unrealistic to create in the real world, or what's the word? It's just like too expensive. Like you can't make like a freaking like, I don't know, like there's a lot of different things that you can do in a digital space that you can't do as easily or at all in the real world. And I do think that that's important, but I think that it's important that people remember that we do have hands, you know? These are strong hands. Never ending story. I accidentally gave up a cannon earlier, so now I'm kind of screwed. But I'm not totally screwed. I have a rook, a cannon. I have a rook and two cannons for a rook, a cannon, and a horse. So I'm up a horse for a I'm up a cannon for a horse. So I still have my cannon and black doesn't. And I only have one horse, whereas black has two horses. But I have a cannon and a horse. But I don't know. I think it's up to, see, obviously it's not up to schools. I think people should stop trusting schools so much. I think people put way too much faith in school systems. The school system failed me, basically. It fails a lot of people, especially like autistic people, people with ADHD, basically anybody who's like, from, you know, marginalized demographics, like if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're black, you know, depending on the school, depending on the region you're in the United States especially, like, you know, it's like your experience with the public school system is going to vary so much depending on where you're at and how much money is in the county and all that kind of stuff. It's really kind of disgusting, and I don't know why the country doesn't put more efforts into public education. And then people go to private schools, and those private schools basically don't have to adhere to a lot of things, and some of them basically end up like indoctrinating people with like religious dogma and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of problems with schooling. But I think it's like people are like, oh, they should teach that in school. They should teach handwriting in school. They should teach chess in school. It's like, well, you know, you don't have to learn it in school to learn something. Why don't you like make your own school, like at home? Like, you know, take time to like teach your kids how to write by hand and have them practice it. And you know, like reward them with like video game time or something. Like, you know, there's ways. I don't want to like get into parenting. I'm never going to have kids and I don't want to parent. But I would think that like if you want your kids to learn something, don't expect the schools to do it. Like, if the school's not going to do it, it's your job to do it. You know, like, take the time. Or get a tutor. Unfortunately, is not always available. But, you know, especially with how money... I don't know, there's a lot of problems with this country. For real. Like, the fact that education is treated so badly, yet is so necessary to actually earn a living wage. To be able to do basic functionality like balancing your checkbook or like doing taxes or, you know, like people are just don't have the basic cognitive abilities to even form full sentences or understand what something means when they read it. Because what happens is that's why there's so much misinformation. Is even if the information is factual, there's people out there that just interpret it wrong. They hear something on the news or they read about like something like in a study or something, and they just draw all the incorrect conclusions because they're not able to have reading. They don't have reading comprehension. And it's boggled my mind. I've had good reading comprehension since I was a child. It's why I got, like why I excelled in every single subject in school when I was young, and why I was seen as like a childhood genius or like a gifted student, which gifted students are all now depressed as fuck now because the school system failed us. They said, "Oh, you're really smart." And then they treated us like being smart alone was enough to make it in the world, and it's not even. It doesn't matter about being smart or intelligent at all. You have to be able to do business, and if you can't really do business, it doesn't matter how intelligent or stupid you are, or unintelligent, I guess is the politically correct word. Like, I mean, if you could have like a second grade education and you could own like a Fortune 500 company if you know what to do. Like, and that's kind of scary. And a lot of these people are probably have like subpar like cognitive abilities, but they focused heavily on doing business. See, it's not really about intelligence is kind of like, I feel like intelligence is a myth. Like basic human intelligence is like, unless you have like a cognitive disability, like basic human intelligence is like pretty universal, and I think it's a matter of practice. Like if you practice doing something long enough, it doesn't matter if you're like all these IQ tests and stuff don't really matter, because there's like book smarts and street smarts. They're both the same. One is just about a book, stuff that you learn in books, and one is about stuff that you learn from experience, and they're both the same. Like they're just different. If that makes any sense. So I think if I move the horse over with my previous plan. No, what was I doing? Oh yeah, and that defends the cannon, and then I can move the cannon somewhere. Obviously, I mean, I could move the elephant over to defend, or I could just trade and move their elephant. I'm just gonna start the trade. Yeah, I see no reason to not trade. I think maybe I can counter this for the time being just by attacking the horse. It also saves my pawn from the elephant. Pushing the horse back. And I think developing the horse this way to the left side, the rook's gonna take, and it's with check, so I just move an advisor. Oh, that's gonna make it harder to... I should do this advisor because I want the rook to come up somehow. If I do this advisor, that would also work. But I think that exposes the king on the right side. Well then, I guess the rook's already... Yeah. So either way, I'm moving here. And of course, yeah. So that's with check. I could connect the elephants instead, because then that leaves the whole rank. So yeah, let me connect the elephants this way. Okay, rook comes back, attacking my pawn. You know what I can do? Maybe move my cannon up here to attack the pawn. If rook moves, I'll be able to capture the pawn. Okay, horse attacks pawn. Okay, I could move my horse forward. And it also defends the pawn again, and it defends this pawn. What can the rook? The rook can attack, but then I can put the rook here to defend. Okay, you're gonna attack my horse. Yeah, and then defend. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, now my pawn is no longer defended because of the horse being blocked. Oh no, I'm forked. So I kind of screwed myself here. Yeah, I went from having an advantage to like completely losing. Okay, well I'm gonna have to move my rook over. Okay, well I'm just gonna be able to, since the horse took, I thought the horse was gonna take. I'm gonna take with the rook. To just trade off. Okay, well, rooks are off the board. I do have a pawn across the river, though. I need to save it, though. So I'm going to move it over. The elephant was guarding it. Horse comes in to defend the pawn. I should move the other pawn forward. Okay, and I think I'm gonna just trade here. And then this one gets lost. This is really bad. Okay, I can put my cannon in front of the horse to block it this way, but I guess it's just going to reposition itself. Yeah, there's really not much I can do. Let me start moving the pawn. Let me just kind of reposition myself with the cannon. This is no good. Okay, attack the horse and the elephant. Okay, what I can do is I can try to reposition my cannon up here. It's just a lot of tempo. Check. Okay, you're gonna try to check me this way. Okay, I get an elephant. But it's not really going to do much. I don't have another cannon to pin the advisor, or yeah. If I had another cannon, I could check, or a rook. Or another cannon here. Yeah, it's just not possible. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. Why not, you stupid bastard? What? Was I offline? I've only been online. Oh, 30 minutes ago, the stream cut out. Yeah, this is not going to end well, by the way. Maybe I can move the pawn over and attack the advisor. Not going to end well for me at all. Take the advisor. The king could have actually taken it. Well, now I just take the other advisor. You know what I can do? Oh, not really. I can attack. I can attack the pawn. Elephant comes in. I just take the elephant. Pawn comes forward. Okay, kind of screwed here. Let me move back. I need to move the advisor. Oh, that's actually checkmate. Yikes, GG. Peter. GG, Peter. I guess I can only play red against the computer. Well, I'm gonna play another one. Yeah, I guess you can only... I guess you can only play red against the computer. Hey, what's up? The Well-Heeled King, welcome. Hope you enjoyed your stream today, Well-Heeled King. We're just playing some XiangQi, which is Chinese chess. It's not shogi, although I do play shogi sometimes. I do have some nice resources if you'd like to learn this beautiful game on XiangQi.com. Right now I'm playing against the computer. You know, I'm playing against the level 1 computer, which is actually like proving like really challenging. You know, I got this new board today. It's really nice. It's called XiangQi, like XiangQi, or Chinese chess. It's it literally means elephant chess. But you can call it XQ. Not XQC. XQC, XiangQi, oh no, XiangQi chess. XQC, XiangQi chess. So now XQC owns this game. This is property of XQC. This XQC means XiangQi chess. Biggest one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. Biggest English language streamer, basically. There are technically bigger streamers, but they're not really streamers. They're like organizations. You know what I mean? Like Riot Gaming or whatever. Like they're all corporate, you know? Like it's not actually like a streamer, you know what I mean? And I'm just like kind of relaxing, trying to play against the computer. It's actually recommended compared to I don't know. People do recommend to play against the computer for XiangQi, which is a little bit different than the advice you get about chess. Is people say, like, you know, obviously it's okay to play against the computer if you have no one else. But generally people say to... I do think it's always better to play against humans, but I just think there's not enough people who play XiangQi, which is unfortunate. Which is kind of why I'm streaming it. I'm trying to grow the game. I want to make YouTube videos about it. So I'm taking some time off again from chess, but I'm not really taking time off from chess because this is chess as well. It's just a variant, and so like it's still training a lot of the stuff that you do. And I made a video that was like, you know, I just like took a section of my stream off from my VOD like explaining the game, and it got like 120 views the first 24 hours, which is kind of high for me. And I thought, you know what? I should train myself in the game, become more knowledgeable, and make more videos, and make better videos than my low effort stream VOD excerpt. You're gonna buy you a set? See, look, I'm an influencer. I influenced you. I'm technically an influencer now. I got you to get interested in the game. You will not regret it. And hopefully you can find people to play with. You can always play online. This is a still small website, XiangQi.com. There's usually only like 8 to 11 people online at a time, which is why. Oh, hey, Versutus 0. You made a Twitch account. You're only influenza. No, you can't think of yourself that way. Don't think of yourself that way, Well-Heeled King. You're pretty cool. You look like Walter White. That's pretty cool. You should like make a Breaking Bad theme. No, you shouldn't do that. Maybe. Yeah. You got Walter White vibes, Heisenberg vibes. Heisenberg, please. Say my name. I did the thing. Well, welcome to Twitch, Versutus. Did you want to play? I got my new board. I really like it. I was just playing against the computer, but we can play if you'd like. I'm set up on XiangQi.com right now. So if you want to make an account on XiangQi.com if you don't already have one, if you want to play, I'm really open for a game. Because I'm just playing untimed against, I like how they have untimed against the computer, although I don't like how you can only play as red. It'd be nice to be able to switch. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Well-Heeled King. I really appreciate you. I'm having like kind of an off day as far as like mental health goes. And also I can't work today. My dad stayed home, and so I'm pretty much just doing some XiangQi practice and just relaxing, enjoying my new set. I also got a fountain pen, which I kind of like figured out how to fill up the reservoir. I got some like fountain pen ink, and filled up the reservoir. It's kind of cool. And hopefully inspiring me to journal and write more. Because I've been really like struggling to get back into writing again. And I need to journal to take care of my mental health, but also I want to get into a writing habit and get back to writing my my articles and blog posts. I also want to write my short stories and my novels, and have been not working on for quite some time. My novel is on the second draft, and I just need to get writing. Really there's nothing to writing but doing it. I keep like trying to make things perfect, but really it's just showing up and putting the pen to paper. And I do prefer handwriting these days. I think it's also better for building habits, because it's just more intentional. Now that I have a fountain pen as well, it's going to motivate me more. Obviously I have the standard, rolling ball or whatever. I also have some felt tip, but I do prefer writing with intention. Instead of just like saying like, oh, but even if I don't write with intention, even if I'm just like, you know what, I haven't written today, let me take out the notepad and start writing. Even if it's not intentional, it's still better than nothing at all. So, I need to start getting over the need to be perfect and to have things like perfect. Like, I don't have to always be writing in the most ideal situation, Yeah, in the 80s, people think you're old-fashioned. I mean, it is. They make better fountain pens these days. But I just got like a kind of like a. I mean, I got a pretty nice one, but it wasn't like a super crazy expensive like customizable like whatever they do nowadays. It's still pretty nice. Yeah, it's got like a case, you know. I already filled up the reservoir. You know, it's ready to go. And I got some ink, Waterman ink. I still need to like write enough that I need to understand, like I need to be able to like know intuitively like how much a single fill of the reservoir will last. So I need to practice and actually get to writing. You know, while I was cleaning my room a bit, I was looking for my portable XiangQi set, which I haven't shown the stream yet. I have this really cool portable set I got. I don't even know if they make them anymore. But it's almost like a little checkbook, but it's a portable XiangQi set. The only problem is for a magnetic set, it doesn't have any magnetic space to put captured species on. So it's like you'd have to like, I mean, it kind of works if you just put them on top of each other, but it gets a little weird, especially if the same piece captures a bunch. But I don't know if that usually happens in the game too much. So it's like it's kind of a nice portable, like pocketbook kind of XiangQi set. I do have sets kind of like this for chess. Ah. And I found some pages of some notes for my novel. You know, so it's always good having notes for scenes. This is back in 2016. You know, getting some notes ready. 2016 version of Evenstar, which is the novel, is closer to what the final version was. When I first started, I just kind of improvised. You know, I just kind of improvised. But by 2016, I kind of was closer to what the characters and what the storyline and what the narrative kind of like the tone was about. So it's like I think I'm like, it's just a matter of like figuring out the narrative now, the plot line, which kind of like I kind of play it by ear a bit. I kind of I'm what's called a rewriter or an improviser, or I hate this term so much, but a pantser. Like, what, are you gonna pant someone? Jesus Christ! I know they say fly by the seat of your pants. I think it's the stupidest term ever. They say, "Oh, you a planner or a pantser? Planner or pantser?" Like NaNoWriMo speak, you know. It's like, come on. Like, I'm not a pantser. I'm just like an improviser, or I write freestyle, I guess. And there's a little bit of issue with there's a little bit of reflection off the pieces that I don't want I guess it's fine. Or some people will say gardener. Gardener versus architect. Like somebody, and I kind of have like a hybrid system. Obviously, everyone kind of has elements of both. There's only really so many ways of writing a freaking novel, you know. Basically, I kind of like improvise the scenes. And then I go back and I build in my mind and on paper and on notebook and on the computer. I build an understanding of like a bigger structure of the whole book and all the characters. And I kind of use that to then go to the next scenes. And I kind of like, it changes as I go. The first draft was absolutely terrible. But I mean, that's because it was a first draft. It was constantly changing. Because I was learning more about the story and about the characters as I wrote it. So it's like now that I finished the first draft, I'm like going back and I'm like, okay, well now I'm starting off from like a bigger picture. And I'm probably going to even do a third draft or fourth draft. But I got to finish the second draft first. But I feel like the second draft now is closer to what the final product will be. And I think any future drafts are pretty much just going to be revisions. Like basically like, you know, changing up the scenes a bit, cleaning up the writing, not really making sweeping changes to the overall book compared to like the second draft from the first draft. Like now I'm making it into a more of a crime novel. And like the main characters are like investigating, and then there's like a whole, I'm still trying to figure out like the turn of events. I don't want to, I know people say it's okay to like share a lot of the writing process, but this is really kind of like something I think I need to keep to myself. I share too much and then it makes me feel like I don't need to write. And I think it's actually really important for me to go through the process alone with the door closed, some people will say. Like you write with the door closed, you edit with the door open, is what some people say. I think that was actually Stephen King. Because you need the time to like kind of boil, like you kind of stew the story in your head. And if I talk about it too much to people while I'm doing that, it's gonna feel like I already wrote, which is gonna take away my motivation to actually sit down and do the writing. Because then it's like I feel that dopamine of like, oh look, I talked about it, I did it. And I've actually read about this one time. It's like, basically, if you keep sharing people your work while you're doing it, you're basically kind of sabotaging yourself, because you're giving that dopamine hit that you actually did something productive when you haven't. Because you're like, oh look, I outlined a scene. I'm gonna share it on Reddit or whatever. And then your mind kind of goes like, oh cool, you did something, but you actually didn't do any writing. You just like shared it. You like talked about it, which is obviously good as well, but okay, I think I'm gonna get in the practice of bringing my cannons over. It seems to not be super negative in my development. Okay, and then I think I need to bring my rook forward so that I can push this pawn forward. Maybe I should push this pawn first. See, that's the problem. Okay, I knew there's a reason why after I move. In fact, this was a couple turns ago. I got rid of my defender. So let's go. I need to not do that. know, here's the problem, is, after the rook comes over, cannon's still here. And then I push the pawn. Oh, and then I move the cannon over this time. There. But now the knight's, the horse is under attack. So I need to develop my horse. Okay, and then now I can push my rook up to the riverbed. Okay, rook comes in. I need to move my cannon. Well, I move my cannon here, presumably to bring up... I actually think it, you know, I have to move my cannon. Because, I mean, if I want to defend my pawn. Well, it already is defended, so never mind. I don't have to move my cannon just yet. I don't absolutely have to move it yet. Everything's defended over here. So, I think I'm going to try to push this pawn now that the rook's on the riverbed. Okay, elephant comes in. That defends the pawn. Hey Joji, yeah, there was some network issues. It seems to be resolved now. Okay, traded pawns. My rook's still in the riverbed. You know what I can do now is I can put my rook... now that there's no longer a pawn here, put my rook over here and kind of X-raying the horse and also attacking the elephant. Elephant can come in, defend, or the elephant... But if the elephant goes back, I would... It's an X-ray into the horse. So if I go in here... Not really sure if that accomplishes too much, but... It's something. Okay, rook comes in, attacks the cannon. Need to move an advisor to defend. Cannon attacks, or kind of brings in, attacking my rook. So I need to move my rook, like 100% need to move my rook. I might just... This is really more defensible than the, because cannon's defending, than going backwards. Going backwards, I might be able... I mean, either way, I'm going to be able to come back to the 8th rank. I mean, the 8 file. You can battle other players on Pokemon Extension. I know, I found that out. I found it out yesterday. I'm like, I don't know how to do it, but it can be done. I set up a team, that's about it. So yeah, I guess there's reasons why there's other items in the Poke Store, because I was like the Poke Shop, like, why don't they just have Pokeballs? I thought it was just collecting Pokemon, but no, you can actually use those. I don't know if you can. I guess you can probably level them up. I mean, that makes sense. So I guess you can do Poke Battles. It's kind of like a little fun extension for Twitch. So just like kind of a silly thing. Okay, so now Rook comes over defending the elephant. Elephant is still pinned to the horse. Unless Black plays the elephant to defend with the cannon. It's the only thing the only way I can see this cannon, this horse being defended, instead of, you know, if the horse wants to stay on this point. And now I kind of have to come in and maybe bring my rook up here, attacking the cannon and the horse. horse is defended by the elephant. So then if the elephant comes in, I'm making I have a fork. Okay, so the elephant comes back and oh, that also defends with the cannon. I don't know why I didn't really realize that. So now I think bringing the rook up attacks the cannon. And if I take away the cannon, okay, this cannon comes in here. Not really sure what that's doing. Maybe to come back down here. So now I can capture the cannon, and then I'm also making 2 threats against the horses. I don't know if I'm gonna get checkmated though. Oh, that's the problem. I lose my... Okay. Yeah, the cannon comes over here to attack my rook. That's what I was missing. I could counterattack the rook here, but the rook's just gonna move. I mean, it's a start. Oh, no. What I can do is I can counterattack with the rook. It forces the rook to either move out of the way or capture. And then I can... Oh, then I have to... Oh, yeah, that's terrible. If I attack with the horse, you can just move, like, on the same file. And I don't... I see, my goal would be to move... Oh, I don't want to move the cannon on here. Because the advisor... Just subscribe to give you strength? Well, thank you so much. Oh, you're a sub for sub? Well, I don't know you, but I'll check out your channel. Thank you for the follow. Oops. Oh, how come when I click your name, it doesn't let me see your channel? It, like, shows up for a second and then it... Clordino. Some reason your channel's not showing up. Oh, there you are. Well, you don't have any replays or highlights. But I guess I'll give you a follow in case I want to see you go live. I don't know you, so thanks for the follow. I guess I'll give you a follow. Oh, what happened? Okay. Oh, come on. Just like screwed everything up just trying to find a charger. Okay. Yeah, cannon comes over, attacking my rook. I'm pretty sure I can just counter the rook. The rook's gonna move though. Yeah, you're gonna take my cannon. Okay, but then I take the rook, but then I lose a rook. It's unfortunate. Oh, but then I get the horse. Of course. Oh, the cannon's defending it. Never mind. Okay, so I need to bring my rook over here. It's like a really lot. It's gonna take a lot of moves. What comes in? Defended by the horse. Okay. Yeah, I can attack the cannon. Now it's defended by the advisor. I could fork the rook and horse. Horse takes, cannon takes. It's not really too great, but it's something. I get a pawn out of it. Okay, rook moves. Let me move the advisor out of the way to defend it. Oh, no, I should take the horse. Then the rook recaptures. If I... Basically, my idea is... Oh, no. Why did I do that? I should have moved here. I should have just moved here. Oh, I can't because of the horse. Basically, I have to move over here. Oh, never mind. Oh, obviously not. What am I thinking? You set up an overhead cam. Yes, exactly. I had one before, but I think like I got a new board today and I wanted to use it. I think it's much nicer for displaying on stream than the other one. The other one was kind of hard to see. Also, this piece is kind of slide around. Also, that board is a great board. It's bamboo pressed and it has a Go board, a 19 by 19 Go board on one side, and it has a XiangQi board on the other side, but it doesn't fold, so it's all one piece. It's really good. It's really good, but it's just it's nice to have a folding one that I can travel with. You know, I have a friend I've taught how to play, a few friends. Yeah, I really like it. I think it adds a little bit of flavor to the stream, having an overhead cam. It also means I can show you stuff like if I want to show you my other set, like, I can just like, you know, put it in front of the camera. Or if I want to, oh, damn it. Or if I want to show you the new fountain pen I got, that it's going to inspire me to write more. You know, I got a fountain pen. I filled up the reservoir. Wasn't that hard. I just need to be careful. It makes me more, intentional with what I'm doing, because, you know, I have to refill the reservoir. I have to be careful not to like get any ink on my hands, so I have to have like something to wipe it off with. And I think I have the perfect thing, but maybe. Ever play Yu-Gi-Oh? You mean Yu-Gi-Oh? I did have Yu-Gi-Oh account. Like, what was it? Yu-Gi-Oh Live or whatever? Free to play. I don't know. It's really hard for me to get into video games or card, like, I don't know. I really like focusing on like a few games at a time. Like right now I'm really focusing on learning XiangQi for a very specific reason, because I want to get good enough that I can add commentary and make videos on YouTube and add value to the community. And I'm not really like particularly trying. Okay, so if I check, I mean the rook takes, so I think I need to bring the horse in, but I don't know if I want to go this direction or this direction. I don't think it matters. Either way, I'm gonna. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring the horse. Bring the horse up to the riverbed. Okay, you go up to the riverbed. Defending the pawn. But now the rook's no longer defending. So I can actually start with check. Taking the elephant. Elephant recaptures. And then I capture the horse. My horse is under attack, attacking my X-ray to my advisor. I could move back here, take the advisor. No. But then I'm defending by the elephants. Or I could go here, take the advisor. Oh no, I could go... Oh yeah, I can't defend the advisor. But then I can push a pawn and I'm attacking the rook. But then I'm not really able to defend my horse. No, I could bring my horse here to defend. So I think this is good. As good as I can in this position, I guess. Attacking my rook. I can pin the elephant and also threaten a check. Let me give a check first. Oh, I can't because I'm in check, obviously. Now I can save my advisor though. Not sure why black didn't take the advisor. What's the writing where the river is? I think it's Chun Yu Hui Xing. I'm not sure. It's like a famous river, I think, in China, is what it's written out. Let me Google it really quick. It's on like every single XiangQi board, pretty much. XiangQi river writing. The river is often marked with the Chinese character Chu He, meaning the Chu River, and Hanjie, meaning Han border. Okay, so it's the Chu River and the Han border. Yeah. So this is they're actually like they're facing opposite directions. So this one is down. You know, this is this is read as if you were reading it like right. You know, vertically. But then you have to shift your head to read this one. So this one is the Han border. Hanjie. This is Han Jie, and then if you turn your head this way, this is Chu He. Oh, never mind, Chu He. Chu He. Chu He. Chu He. Chu He. Chu He. Yeah, so it's the Chu River and the Han border. It's a reference to the Chu-Han War. Some boards have the starting points of soldiers marked with small crosses, which it does, and the cannons. Most do, actually, not some. Yeah, because like some historians say that XiangQi was originally, before it was actually what we know as modern XiangQi, that it was originally a representation of a very specific war. And it was probably this war, the Chu-Han War. That people would use it as like a model of the battles. Or they used it even as a way to work out troop movements even. It's possible. You know, people may have used the XiangQi board as a way to, you know, show their supply lines and their troop movements. You never know. So the rook come in to defend. I think I'm gonna bring my horse back up. I really need to. I really need to start. I really need to be active. Okay, the cannon takes my pawn. I can put my elephants together. I think I'd rather... Cannon moves over. And I can capture the pawn here. Cannon attacks the horse. Then I attack the rook. Rook moves. And then I check. Oh, the cannon's defending. Okay, I can attack the rook. And if you take... Well, then I can't take. Because the rook would be defending. Pawn is defending the pawn's defended by the elephant. I can move this pawn forward to defend against this pawn movement. Makes more interest around the game. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of history about this game, and it is played today, competitively, professionally. There are XiangQi Grandmasters. Okay, now my horse is under attack. It's actually more complex than chess. It has 10 to the 150 move complexity. Because it's a 9x10 board, so there's 90 points rather than 64 points. And there's also 16 pieces per side. Because it's 9 plus 7, because you have 5 pawns, you have 2 cannons, and then you have 9 back rank pieces. So there's also a palace, and that kind of changes the way the movement works a bit. There's a lot less. 3 of the pieces on each side can only move inside the palace, so that makes it a little bit simpler. If those pieces could also move to any other point on the board, which I'm sure somebody would make a variant where you can move the advisors out, that would be an interesting variant. That would be a very interesting variant where you could actually move your king anywhere. That would be a really cool variant. I'm sure it's been played before. I'm sure somebody played it. Okay, I think I'm gonna attack the pawn. And the pawn's defending against that move. Advisor comes in. Okay, what I can do is I can let me offer a trade. Okay, the rook just moves out of the way. I can check if I want. I could also move back to attack the elephant, but then I lose then I lose a horse. If I check first. Then I can attack the pawn. Check. And also defend the horse. Okay, cannon attacks the pawn. But now the horse is no longer attacked. So now I can offer another trade. Oh no, the elephant's defending there. The pucks are very chewable. I know, they make me hungry. Like the pieces, they look like little hockey pucks. They're very chewable. Don't give them to kids. Well, you know, not unless they're very disciplined. You know, you need to make sure, you know, at a certain point, some kids are like more able to not chew on things. I think there's a certain age. At some point. Getting kids not to put pieces in their mouth. That was actually a problem at when I taught chess you know, to the kids. There were some kids that were like in kindergarten, and they would just put pieces in their mouth, and we were like, no, like those have germs. Like, it was really annoying. Like, why are you putting pieces in your mouth? Okay, I'm down a cannon for a horse. I don't think it's completely lost, but this is starting to get into a really complicated endgame. Even win or lose, my goal is to calculate. My goal is to, I'm improving no matter what. I'm gonna try to win, but my goal is to calculate. And I need to take some time. I need to, you know, I want to be careful. I don't want to make any moves haphazardly. So I'm also gonna make some food. I only had some kefir this morning, and I need to eat something. So I will be back. I am making some meatloaf. I got my super special formulated meals that are super healthy. That got my diabetes in check. It got my my A1C down to 7%. A couple of years ago, it was like up at like 10.8%. It was insane. I was not taking care of my diabetes at all, and I've come a long way in a lot of ways. And you know, I should really have a lot more hope for myself and in my life. I really should. I'm doing okay. I'm actually doing pretty well. Not everybody can say that they have like the kind of work that I've done for my mental health and for my life. There's people who are like, they might be financially successful, but there's people out there who are so far behind with their mental health. They have a lot of catching up to do, and it hits them like a ton of bricks. You know, they have a good job, they have a family, but then like they realize they've never taken care of what, you know, the most important thing, which is their own brain. Yeah, I'm down like 3 different pieces. Like Black has captured 6 pieces. And I've captured... Oh, no, never mind. I've captured more pieces than Red has. Because I captured almost all the pawns. And I still have 3 pawns left. So I've captured 4 pawns. And I have both my elephants. But it's a rook and a horse versus a rook and a cannon. And I'm up 2 pawns. So it's kind of even. How does diabetes work? It means, so I have type 1 diabetes. I was actually initially misdiagnosed as type 2. But then later on, we found out that the medicine, the metformin that they gave me, the medicine wasn't doing anything, and so I got re-diagnosed as type 1. Basically what happens with type 1, it's very different than type 2, but it's effectively the same. But like type 1, with type 1, your beta cells, your immune system attacked your pancreas's beta cells, which are the cells that are responsible for creating insulin. And so since your pancreas no longer creates insulin because your body saw the beta cells as cancer, it basically thought that your body had cancer cells in it. That's basically how it works. And so your beta cells die and you can no longer make your own insulin. So therefore I have to inject my own insulin, which is not perfect because your pancreas has a really important job to do in your body, which is create just the right amount of insulin as you need it. And, you know, sometimes obviously multiple factors, because insulin is a hormone. If you exercise too much or if you exercise not enough, if your diet's not right, that will kind of affect the way your pancreas distributes insulin and how your body uses it. But for the most part, your pancreas, a healthy pancreas, will create insulin and kind of divvy it out as needed. Whereas I have to inject it manually, which means that basically I have to adjust the insulin dose myself. Although I've gotten to a place where I pretty much have the same exact dose every day because I've kept my diet really solid. You know, I keep my exercise balanced. I do need to exercise more, but I got a pretty good balance, and I eat really healthy. I have like glucose tablets if it goes too low. That's actually a problem. Is if your glucose, you see what glucose does, and what diabetes is really like, the reason why you have high blood sugar when you're diagnosed is because without insulin, the glucose just stays in your blood system, which all sugars, like all carbohydrates, like you know, whether it's like sugar, whether it's like, you know, any kind of like wheat or fructose or dextrose or, you know, sucrose, which is table sugar or whatever, you know, like any kind of carbohydrate that you eat converts to glucose in your body. That's what it does. And then it stays in your bloodstream. In fact, I think that's one of the main functions. And don't quote me on this, but I think that's one of the main functions of your blood and your heart, is that it converts I'm not sure though. It converts carbohydrates to glucose. So that, but like without insulin though, that glucose sits in your blood and that can poison your body, because what happens is your body can't use that glucose for energy. Your cells in your body, like your brain, your heart, your muscles, every organ in your body needs glucose for energy. That's why when you eat carbohydrates, it provides that glucose, which is why if you go for like a marathon or something, you have to carb load, because otherwise your body drains all the glucose into your muscles to fuel them. And if you don't have any glucose, your body starts burning fat, the lipids in your body, which is okay in the short term. You know, if you have no food, your body starts burning fat to use as fuel. But if that happens over time, you have what's called ketoacidosis, because your body creates ketones as an after effect of burning that fat. And that will start killing your kidneys and your other organs. And you can tell because your pee will have like a very strong kind of like ketone, like I guess acidic, I don't know, smell to it. And you'll end up drinking a ton of water because your body's trying to dilute all of those all the glucose in your blood, because that glucose poisons your body over time. And you get a whole bunch of problems. So the insulin acts like a key that delivers the glucose to your different muscles. Now in type 2, you may or may not create insulin. People in type 2, if they go to advanced stages, if they don't manage their diabetes very well, they can end up needing insulin as well. But the way type 2 works is that your body doesn't know how to use the insulin. And so they'll give you medication like metformin that then tells your body how to use the insulin. And you may make your own insulin or not, or you may not make enough insulin, depending on the severity of your diabetes type 2. And contrary to popular belief, you don't get diabetes from eating too much sugar. You get diabetes and they don't actually know, actually. Some people might be at more risk of it, but nobody actually knows for sure, last time I checked, exactly what causes diabetes. Some of it's like genetic, like there's a whole bunch of different factors that lead to developing diabetes. Like you don't get diabetes by eating too much. Like, I don't know why people think that. Diabetes is basically just a genetic condition, or something like that can develop. And some people are more at risk of it. And type 1 usually develops in childhood, although I didn't get tested until I was an adult. So I was having a lot of problems with energy for like most of my life. And when I started taking insulin, things started to change. It was really hard at first, especially when I would not really take the right amount of, I would take too much insulin and I would dip way too low, down into like 20 sometimes. I think I had a blood sugar of 19 at one point. And you can actually go into a coma or die if it goes too low, because what happens is like the insulin just drains too much at once and your brain doesn't get any it basically burns off all the glucose and it doesn't really use it. I don't know exactly the mechanism of what causes what happens with the hypoglycemia, which is a low blood sugar. It's a different problem than hyperglycemia, which is where it's too high. At one point, I was eating a lot of sweets, and it's a kind of a different story. Like when I was homeless and stuff, I was living in like some kind of church program, and like they the only thing they really had out to eat was a whole bunch of pastries, and I pretty much like just kept eating them. And because of that, I had to be hospitalized, and my blood sugar was like 600 or higher. They had to put me on like an IV or whatever, of like some kind of saline, solution to water down everything and give me insulin. But those days are over. I'm managing my diabetes pretty well. My A1C, which is like the average of your blood sugar over a 3-month period, it's down to 7%, which is where my surgeon for my bottom surgery wants it to be. And it definitely affects like your body's ability to heal. Because what happens is like if your blood sugar is too high, That's why like a lot of diabetics, like especially at like the extremities, like your feet. That's why diabetics are really at risk of losing like their feet. Is because things don't heal as well as non-diabetics. And usually it's exacerbated by higher blood sugars. So if you manage your blood sugars well, you kind of help things out a lot. Although a healthy non-diabetic has an A1C of about 5.5%. So obviously the goal is to get like 5.5. I don't think most diabetics are able to get below 7% too much. So I'm going to count my blessings that I've been able to eat properly and manage my diabetes, because I really need to be healthy for these surgeries I need. I missed Dragonite? Oh no! I just realized that was Dragonite. Oh no, I could have had a Dragonite. Oh well. Yeah, this is getting into a really tricky position. I could offer another trade with the rooks, but the rook could just come down and do some things. I don't know, particularly. You could attack this pawn. And I can't defend that pawn. So I kind of need to keep my horse here to keep the rook from coming over. Well, there's going to be another Dragonite someday, you know, if I stream long enough. I don't have any real attacks. I could bring my rook over here. And then up here. And then bring the horse up here. But then it's like I don't have any real attacks. I need a pawn to cross the river. So I need to move over here. If you are somehow able to attack the pawn, I can bring the pawn across the river. And it's defended by the horse, and I can move out of the way and such. So I think I'm gonna start advancing my left side pawn. Okay, rook comes in and pins the elephant. Not really doing anything. I guess you can come from behind the pawn. But like I said, I can just cross the river, and now I'm defended by the horse. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on. Cannon. Oh, no. I see what's going to happen. Yeah, I have to block. The only way to get out of the check from the cannon is to put the elephant here, and then you capture the elephant with check, and I have to move the advisor. Oh, I can move the cannon and start doing even more. Maybe pin the elephant, and then it's check, and it's also pinning the advisor. Okay, so yeah, the checkmate's coming. You know, move the cannon here, and then capture the elephant. If, you know, the elephant can't recapture because of the pin with the cannon, and I can't move the advisor in the way because of the pin. The elephant acts as a mount for the cannon. So it's gonna be GG. I don't have a checkmate, I don't believe, in enough time. I can bring my rook. Okay, now I can defend. Oh no, I'm in check. Right? I can bring my rook over to try to intervene. But then the cannon's gonna come in this way. So I think I can bring my oh no, I can bring... I need to bring the rook in. Then you're gonna check. That's not... Wait, what? Oh! What? Oh, I didn't have my elephant there. Yeah, so now I can put my elephant here. Okay, let me push the pawn, and then push the pawn again. Oh no, the elephant's guarding it. Okay. Now, if only I could go here. So let me reposition. Oh wait, no. Defend the pawn. Oh, but then you take this pawn. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lose a lot of stuff. Yeah, basically just attack the pawn here. Cannon comes in, check. I have to move the elephant back. Rook captures pawn. Horse captures pawn. Rook captures pawn, attacking the horse. Kind of attack the advisors. I don't want to do that. I need that horse, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, let me move the advisor out of the way. Maybe I can use the king as a... Okay, here we go. Okay, I can attack the advisor. Okay, so check. Oh, I can't check. I can't do it to myself, obviously. I can attack the cannon. Okay, cannon comes in. Check. But then I can move the horse and the cannon's pinned. Rook comes in. Horse takes cannon. Advisor takes horse. And then I can check. Take the advisor. Oh, there's another advisor! What am I thinking? I slow down. Slow down. Okay. Yeah, there's not a crazy amount that I can do. Oh, okay, I can attack the other advisor. Elephant comes in. Rook pins the elephant. Let me connect the elephants. Okay, now okay. Move the rook to the riverbed. Elephant comes in. Attack the elephant. Advisor moves. Capture the elephant. Rook to the riverbed. Move the elephant. Oh, okay, now I can't move the rook here. Let me attack the advisor. Check. I can move my silver. I can move my advisor. Okay, I need to move my elephant back. Okay. Check. Why did I move here? I should have moved here. Okay, check. Move the king over. Yeah, there's really not much I can do. I think this is a draw. I think I can try to force a draw by trying to trade off. Yeah, there's no way to checkmate here. This is a complete draw. It's not gonna finish it. I guess there's no rules for draw on against the computer. Or at all, maybe. I don't know. It's like is there like a 50 move rule or something? Because, yeah, either way, this is a draw. At least I was able to get a draw. Alright, my dinner's ready. I also need to take my estrogen. Bum 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 bum. Mm-mm-mm. Mhm. Mm. 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 Yeah, I don't want to get checkmated. Now that this pawn is over here, though, it's pretty dangerous. I got a cannon and a rook on black side of the river, but black has a rook and a pawn. Defend it. Capture. Oh, I forgot to make the other move black made. Okay. I absolutely need that pawn. So I can bring the cannons up. The advisor. Checkmate. I finally beat the computer. Level 1. Now if I can consistently beat level 1, for like a while, then I can move on to level 2. Rebecca Lauren wins. Peter loses. blocking off those 2 points. Rook is defended by cannon. No escape. Can't capture. Can't block.